Sprint retrospectives are structured meetings held at the end of each sprint where the team reflects on what went well, what didn't go well, and what can be improved. These sessions are essential for continuous improvement and help teams build stronger working relationships. A retrospective is a safe space where everyone can speak openly about their experiences and contribute ideas for making future sprints more productive and enjoyable. Retrospectives matter because they create a culture of continuous improvement within your team. By regularly reflecting on your processes, you identify bottlenecks and inefficiencies that slow down work. They strengthen team communication and trust by encouraging open feedback. Retrospectives also boost team morale by celebrating successes and acknowledging good work. Finally, they ensure that lessons learned in one sprint don't get forgotten and are applied to future sprints, making your team more effective over time. The best time to hold a retrospective is at the end of each sprint, ideally within 1 to 2 days after the sprint ends, while events are still fresh in everyone's minds. The duration typically ranges from 1 to 2 hours, depending on your sprint length and team size. For a 2-week sprint, a 1.5-hour session usually works well. Schedule the retrospective during work hours when everyone is present and alert. Avoid scheduling it late in the day when team members might be tired or rushed to leave. To set up a successful retrospective, start by choosing a quiet, comfortable location where everyone can focus without distractions. Create a relaxed atmosphere that encourages open communication and honesty. Make sure you have the right tools available, such as a whiteboard, sticky notes, and markers for capturing ideas. Establish ground rules at the beginning to ensure psychological safety, such as treating all feedback as constructive and maintaining confidentiality about what's discussed. Finally, ensure everyone knows the retrospective format in advance so they can prepare their thoughts beforehand. A typical retrospective follows a structured format that takes teams through 4 key phases. First, you set the stage by creating a positive environment and reminding everyone of the retrospective's purpose. Second, you gather data by reviewing what happened during the sprint using facts and data. Third, you generate insights by discussing what went well and what could improve. Finally, you decide what to do by creating specific, actionable improvement items with owners and deadlines. This structure ensures the meeting stays focused and produces concrete results. Gathering accurate data is crucial for a meaningful retrospective. Start by reviewing sprint metrics such as velocity, burn-down charts, and completion rates to understand the sprint's performance objectively. Then facilitate open discussion where team members share their observations and experiences. Use techniques like asking what went well, what went wrong, and what was confusing to get comprehensive feedback. Encourage both positive and negative comments. Document all feedback using sticky notes or a shared document so nothing gets lost. Make sure quieter team members get a chance to share their perspectives too, perhaps by doing a silent brainstorming session first. Once you've gathered feedback, the next step is to identify specific improvements. Group similar feedback items together to find common themes and patterns. Discuss the root causes of problems rather than just the symptoms. For example, if deployment took longer than expected, dig deeper to understand why, whether it was missing documentation, unclear processes, or technical issues. Prioritize improvements by focusing on high-impact items that will make the biggest difference to the team. Avoid trying to fix everything at once. Instead, select 2 to 3 key improvements that the team can realistically implement in the next sprint. Creating clear action items is what turns retrospective insights into real change. For each improvement identified, define a specific action that the team will take. Make sure the action is concrete and measurable so you can verify whether it was actually completed. Assign an owner to each action item, someone who will be responsible for driving it forward. Set a realistic deadline for completion, ideally within the next sprint. Document everything in a tracking system that the team regularly reviews. Examples of action items might include updating documentation, trying a new communication tool, or scheduling a knowledge-sharing session. Track these items just like you would track sprint work items. The outcomes of your retrospective should be captured and shared with the broader organization. Document the root causes you identified and the countermeasures you implemented to address them. Share key insights and lessons learned with your team and other teams in the organization. Update your team playbooks and processes to reflect new best practices you discovered. Capture reusable patterns that might be helpful for future sprints. This knowledge sharing ensures that improvements benefit not just your team, but potentially your entire organization. It prevents the same mistakes from being repeated and helps other teams learn from your experiences. As you wrap up the retrospective, confirm that all action items have clear owners and deadlines assigned. Make sure the next sprint goals are aligned with the improvements you've identified so the team stays focused on implementation. Update your playbooks and templates with any new processes or learnings. Finally, schedule a follow-up review for a future retrospective to verify whether the improvements you implemented actually had the positive impact you expected. This closure ensures accountability and demonstrates that retrospectives lead to real change, which encourages continued participation and engagement from the team in future sessions.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.